basically, what are people like who have their moon in Aries? Well, Aries is the baby of the sign, and their reactions will be like a baby. They'll get stroppy quickly. If they'll be very reactive and explosive for the smallest thing, and they'll be kind of irritable almost, but just like a baby. One moment they'll be stroppy and throwing a tantrum, and the next moment they'll be laughing 5 minutes down the line. They'll forget quickly. They don't hold grudges, Aries moons, They quickly react, they fire away their reactions. They can't keep emotions inside. They will never hide their emotions on purpose. They'll never do something manipulative or calculated, unless they have a very strong Scorpio somewhere else in their sign, or Cancer or some other sign that is more prone to behind the scenes behavior. But Aries moon, no. What you see is what you get. Their reactions show exactly. They cannot hide their feelings. If they're upset, you see it immediately on their face. They'll get just like a child, can't hide it. But 5 minutes down the line, you might be still upset that they shouted at you, but they forgot, and they come and they're playful, and they're like little children. People who have moon in Aries, there's always someone, a child that is 10 years old in them. If you know someone who has a lot of Aries, or especially moon in Aries, you should know that you're dealing with a 10-year-old child, basically, so don't take too seriously people in Aries moon, their mood, their reactions, because they're very reactive. They'll burst, and because they forget it themselves very quickly. It's all fire and and very, wah, and 5 minutes down the line, it's all forgotten. But what is also moon in Aries, as I said, they're very impulsive. They feel that what they want is what they need. They can't make a difference between needs and wants. If they want something, they start feeling like they need it, and it's like a baby. When it's hungry, it wants to eat now. And this is the Aries person, very impulsive. They'll act very quickly. And you have to be careful if you have moon in moon in Aries, to think before you act, because you're usually very reactive. You go and do something, and then you think of the consequences, especially if you're feeling emotional. This is very visible with moon in Aries. When they're emotional, they act like an Aries. And as I said, they want everything now, but also there is this enthusiastic little child in them. They're so playful and genuinely fun sometimes. They kind of almost never grow. And especially the people that are close to them, they will know it. They will notice it. Their family, They'll be almost, there is this naivety in them, It's like this innocent child. And you want to protect them often because of their own naivety, because of their own gullibility, and with the big eyes and a bit like children, there's something very adorable about them. But don't be fooled, because Aries is a very strong sign. Even though they react emotionally very quickly, they don't keep these emotions deeply. They overcome emotional crisis much faster than anyone else. They can move from one, because the moon also shows your impressionability. So they're very impressionable. They react quickly, but they don't keep it deep down. So these people will not normally suffer from long drawn crisis. If something negative happens in their life, they can quickly move on, because the emotions don't run so deeply. I'm not saying they're superficial, but they take it out so quickly, and they divulge it so quickly. It's like a volcano. Gets rid of the emotions quickly. And also be careful with Aries moons, because they take everything personal, because Aries is the sign of the me, of the ego. So their emotional reactions will be everything you take them, they take it completely personally. But as I said, they don't hold grudges. And another thing with Aries moons, they want to get their own way. If they don't, they get almost, as I say again, imagine the child a bit irritable, and they show it to you, they won't hide it. And also, the moon shows quite often what the nurturing mother figure in your life was, whether it's your mother, sometimes it could have been a grandmother, or a nun that nurtured you, the motherly figure. And the motherly figure in people with Aries moon usually might be the motherly figure, quite an Aries, quite a strong personality, kind of belligerent, kind of telling them what to do around, or almost something childish about her, full of enthusiasm and happy, but it's like you fall down and she'll tell, come on, get up, it's, it's nothing, come on, you know. They don't dwell on too much on, you know, on the model like that is to be pushing you, and because this is what Aries is, it's very energetic and get up and go. There's no time for emotional crisis, you know, for long drawn emotional dramas. It's very quickly lived through, you know, very fiery responses. And as I said, they need instant gratification. And what is the inner world? The moon is the inner world. It's action. They're restless. You can't put a moon with Aries too much in one position. They just get, you know, how can you put a child in one position for a long time? They need diversity all the time, stimulation. They need action. Even people with Aries, because the moon shows how you behave at home, they'll be very active at home, but they'll be the ones that will be moving furniture all the time around, or maybe they're just always thinking of some activity to do at home. You know, this is and they feel emotionally nurtured when there is a lot of action happening around them, and they need to get what they want at the moment, you know. But over time you can learn how to deal with an Aries moon. The best thing about them is that they move on very quickly, they don't hold grudges, and the enthusiastic moods are very infectious, very, very infectious, kind of, you know, little child again, brightening up your day. So you can, even though they jump to conclusions very quickly, as I said, they're very take everything personally, but there is a very bright side to them as well, and very reactionary, you know. They have to, you people with moon in Aries, you have to learn to control your emotional reactions, you know, because it's really written there on your, whatever your feelings are, you show them. Otherwise it's wonderful people, moon in Aries. Well, I think yes. So basically, that's how people with moon in Aries are.